Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm just going to do a quick audio test and I'll be back. 1 second. There we are, I've just done it. I sound a bit clearer than what I used to. I messed around with microphone settings, so you should be able to hear me a little bit better. As you can see from the title, we're at Heathrow at the moment on the ground, and we're going to be flying to Bristol today. Not Bristol, sorry, Belfast in Northern Ireland. The flight time is going to be around 1 hour and a half, so quite a short flight, but thought I'd do something whilst I hadn't uploaded in about a week. We're in the A32NX. At the time of recording, it's the most up-to-date version. And yeah, we're flying the British Airways route. So we will get into the cockpit and get started. Firstly, we go to the batteries, 1 and 2 to get power into here, and then we go to the external power. That'll give us everything we need, such as the lights, which are quite vital at the moment. We will get these on. Actually, these are the longest to set up, don't they? So we'll send on the adhere so they can align our position. Turn on these, and we will get our floodlight on so we can actually see what we're doing whilst we're setting the aircraft up. And we'll also turn on the background lights for that. Turn on the floodlight there. There we are. You can see a bit more now. Get on the nav lights whilst we've got power. Turn on the cruise supply, and we'll get the APU started up whilst we sort the FMS out. There we go. Seems all good. So we can now go to the FMS, go to the init page, and we are starting from Echo Golf Lima Lima, and then Heathrow, and flying to Echo Golf Alpha Charlie. Belfast. We will be cruising at 36,000 feet, and our cost index is 10 today. Sort that out. Block fuel is 6 tons, and our final fuel, we'll call it 900 kilos. Trip wind, we're looking at a headwind of, sorry, a tailwind, 25 knots. Although I have found in this, it's never accurate once you get up in the air. It's always up and down based on general weather. It doesn't seem to follow any kind of pattern that you find online. So now we've done that, we can go to the flight plan and set up our departure from Heathrow. We'll be using runway 27 right, and we'll be using the Umla 1 Foxtrot departure. Insert that, and we'll go to Umlat Airways, and we can start plugging in the flight route, which first airway is Tango 4 1 8 to Welling, Whiskey Echo Lima Indian November. From there we will go Tango 420 to Tango November Tango, which is just near Manchester Airport actually. Then we'll go to Uniform Lima 28 to Roddle. And we're in the northern hemisphere. We're not that close to the equator, so it'll be that one. From there we'll go uniform Mike 65 to Tango Echo November Sierra Oscar. Insert that. And we can go down. That's Tenso, because you can't use the arrows to go between pages on this. You've got to insert it and come back around to it. It's a bit of pain. Go Lima 608. Have I typed that wrong? I have typed that wrong. my eyes fail me. They're free. Ramsey. Using the airway, Mike 148. To Maggie, which sets us up for an approach into Belfast, I believe. When I had a quick look at the map before, that puts us onto straight in final to runway 22 at Belfast. So then we can go to our destination now, set up the arrival. We'll be using the ILS 22. There is no transition or star we can use. We'll insert it and see what that looks like. Let's have a look. Go to plan. So the arrival looks all good. Sorry, the departure looks all good. TNT, Tanso, Ramsey. Yeah, that doesn't look right, does it? Let's have a look. Where's it uneasy? Let's just try that. Let's just double check the flight plan again. I can't remember if it said 22. No, it did say 04. Well, that's a bit more promising. At least it gives us the better ILS, I guess, isn't it? So now that's done, we can go to the performance. We'll only need flaps 1 on takeoff. Flex to temp. Not high. Sorry, high because we don't need much power. 6,000 feet is the transition altitude. There we go. So, back to there. Get us set up for departure now. Like I said in the previous video, I don't really use ATC because they try and send you to give you vectors somewhere where you're trying to not go, and they don't match up with your flight plan you get on SimBrief. So I kind of avoid them for the time being until I get a decent one in. We can turn on the flight director. Close the cockpit door, we don't want anyone trying to hijack us. APUs available. Turn off the seatbelt, and probably should have done this before actually. Emergency lights. Turn on the strobe. And APU bleed on. Sometimes you click this. No. Sometimes it gives like a announcement to the cabin. It's usually on final. If you hold it, it'll give you it for some reason. I did it by accident one day and found out. Yeah, I said a line in 1 minute. We can afford to be pushed back out. So that's the QNH. And we will request. Actually, we don't request it because we can shift P it. Cheat a little. And get pushed back. Cool. iOS is aligning just in time. I'll pretend like I meant that. Release the parking brake. There's the shed. We can turn on the ignition start and engine 2 can go on. Set the ATC to auto and TARA. Turn down flood panels actually. Floodlights though. Don't need it anymore. I believe they use the dimming switch on takeoff in case of any kind of sudden light that comes into the cockpit and stun the pilots as much is what I've read. So much about that. He even stopped us, he kind of just let us go. Left us rolling. Why do aircraft have to push back? Can they not use reverse thrust? No. It's better being pushed back because imagine reversing from stand every single flight, they would put a lot more stress on the engines is what required, so everyone found it now easy to have the pushback tugs. I believe some airlines do authorise it if there's no tugs available, but the standard thing to do is use the pushback tugs. Plus it burns more fuel, doesn't it? There we are, so is that. You know what, I'm not done. There we go. I was caught in conversation and didn't realise the engine wasn't going on. We can turn the beacon on now and the wing lights, turn on the taxi lights, set these to off. Cool. We'll wait. There we are, the dog's barking, so we can turn on engine 1. Set the flaps to 1, arm the spoilers, and set the auto brake to max in case we have to cancel the takeoff. Hopefully we won't. I don't fancy extending the stream as long as what it needs to be. Even as the fire, I guess we'll fly on one engine. match the M1. Once the percentage matches that of engine 2, 19.5, we can begin taxiing. I'll turn on the flight control screen on here so you can see them. Do a quick test whilst we're waiting. And ailerons, full movement, and then the rudder. Full movement there. Speed brakes. Doesn't seem to show us the speed brakes. I know they work, so that's all that matters. And then the flap set one, which is correct. Engine's stable, so we can turn that back to normal and turn off the APU bleed and the master switch. There we are, ready for taxi. It's parking brake. Off we go. Ah, brilliant. We're now stuck. Can we go through in? We're now stuck in this little area by a man turning his taxi lights on and off. I guess he's gonna come at us, isn't he? We went back down. What is he doing? I'm not losing this one. There we are. Pretend he was never there. That's the best solution to every problem. Usually I use Navigraph to kind of find my way around the airport, but I'm not using it today because what I use it on is now out of battery. So first world problem says we can't use it. It's not too far anyway. If I was following ATC then I would use it, but I'm not. Oh, he's going around. I think the operations at Heathrow, from what I've read, says that they operate takeoffs on this runway and landings on that runway. But we're on Flight Simulator, and I've already set up runway 27 right. So we'll be using 27 right. I wonder if now I hold it. No. It seems to be like only work on landing. It's quite cool though. was going to say we can speed up, but we can only taxi at less than 20 knots ground speed. Unless you're on a long street, sometimes it's permitted you can taxi at 30, but as we have a corner coming up. Actually, can we go down there? Probably not, but I'm going to do it because we've only just turned onto this taxiway. I didn't realise that. I'd be surprised if you can't use this. I don't see why not. We won't go to the end of the runway, we'll just go on this next taxiway on the left because in this size of aircraft you don't need to use the whole runway, do you? We'll end up using about a quarter of it. Although I think at Belfast we will end up using a bit more. I think the runway is about 6,000 feet in comparison to Heathrow's 10,000. So makes for a more interesting approach, I guess. There we are, we'll turn left here. We have got one aircraft on approach, but it looks far enough away if we're quick. So we can now turn on takeoff lights there, turn on the landing lights and runway turn-offs. The dome light to dim. Get onto the runway and get out before they arrive. Yeah, they've got loads of time. For takeoff, so I can increase throttle to 50%, and once it's stable, all the way to man, flex, and SRS. Takeoff power set, and 80 knots. V1, and rotate. There we are. Possibility to climb, gear up. There we go. It's Heathrow. Busy Heathrow too. Bring this back to speed. Engage the autopilot. Bring our flaps up now. Manage altitude to 36,000 feet. And that should... Oh, set it to first climb. There we are. Sometimes it works, sometimes it seems to make us descend now for some reason. Let's try it. There we go. Like I say, it's still in the works this, so the guys at Fly-by-Wire have done a really good job of getting it to where it is, but there's still quite a few problems. Autopilot based mainly, but you can't expect it though. The first couple of months since release, you're going to expect quite a lot of problems. So,
here's what I found.
Siri. I've also found these custom wing views you can do. and just kind of gives you better views of the wing mainly. And you can also, instead of using a showcase camera, you can move around in this view. Obviously they haven't filled the cabin in now. Oh, I can't fill the cabin in. But it gives you more flexibility with your views in this one, so that might be worth doing. Cool. Can set this to now to 300. There we are. Now on SimBrief it gave us a cruising altitude of 36,000 feet. I'm actually going to change that because we're not going to need all that. As soon as we get there, we're going to have to start descending again, so it's 24,000 feet. That should give us a better 24. Set that. That's better. One thing I haven't noticed is with the new update on this, they've also integrated the managed altitude speed. So once you get to 10,000 feet, it'll level off the aircraft, let speed increase to your cruising speed, and then it'll start climbing again to your cruising altitude. And similarly on the way down, as you extend your flaps, it will bring the speed down to your landing speed. So they did a pretty good job of improving it. We can now turn off the landing lights too, since we're above 10,000 feet. We'll just turn on the anti-ice whilst we're in the clouds. Cool. Oh. So we've got 240 miles to go till we reach Belfast. It's only a really quick flight, but I thought it'd be worth doing a live stream once I hadn't shown any activity in the past couple of days. We can turn off the dome light now. Settling in complete darkness. Flight night has its benefits. It looks nice. The night lighting is good in this game, but when it comes to streaming and recording videos, I'm not sure what you guys can see, but it is minimal. I can now set it to the standard pressure. I was tracking this flight last night to see what altitude it did cruise at, and it was 24,000 feet, hence why I've sent it at that now. When I was looking for inspiration on what route to fly. So I think the timing's right about actually. So this flight should operate around the time I've set it out here. I'll look at the weather radar. quickly. Seems we'll miss the bad weather. Sunny Belfast. What's that ice build-up looking like? Oh, there's a lot. Considering the anti-ice is on, I think they exaggerate the icing on any leading edge quite a lot on what it actually will be in real life. I've never seen it that bad. Seems to be cruising just on. I'm going to increase it to 30,000. Just be, no, 28. Because we just seem to be cruising on the ceiling of the clouds. We can go a bit higher, we'll get some better views of what can be seen, right? We'll have a look. Turn on this now. Whilst we're cruising, just so we can see a little more. And I'll have to turn it off for landing. There we are, at the clouds now. And just see sunset over there. It seems we've gone past. Oh no, we're going up to Manchester now. That's when we'll start heading west then. Towards Northern Ireland. Then we'll start our descent around 80 miles from the approach. Usually when you go manage descent, I think it does about 2,000 feet a minute, just a bit more. So based on that, 2,000 feet per minute over 80 miles will lose yourself 30,000 feet. Maybe a bit closer than, maybe 60 miles we'll start this time. Because we cruise a bit lower today, so. And then I think we'll go down to 6,000. Until we get onto the downwind leg. I think when I looked at it, we had downwind leg. And then once we're downwind to the runway, we'll descend down to 3,000. We can go full flaps, get the speed down, and then make that right turn onto final one. I think runway 04, isn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, runway 04. Yes. It seems our weather radar has updated itself now, and the bad weather has greeted Belfast. Makes for an interesting landing. You can turn off these anti-ices actually. I'll leave the window heat and pitot heat. I'm not sure if they do it in real life, but for safety reasons, turn off the fasten seatbelts. Little Jimmy can run to the toilet now and burst since takeoff. Switch this to the fuel page. One thing I have found with SimBrief is because the Neo isn't available as an airframe to select on there, you have to choose the A320ceo or the current engine option. And with doing that, is it calculates how much fuel you need based on how much fuel that aircraft burns, not this Neo, which is obviously less. So you end up having a lot more fuel than what you actually need. But I'm not sure. I prefer to have more than less, I guess, but I'm not sure how much to take off to compensate for the fact it's a Neo, not a Seal. I don't want to take too much off, and then as we get to Manchester, follow the sky. So hopefully one day they'll implement the Neo into it, make it a bit easier for us guys. Jeez. Let's make for a nice view. That's worth a screenshot, isn't it? This game never ceases to amaze me. Simulator, sorry. Never ceases to amaze me. That's incredible. So we are 160 miles right now. I will turn this, not quite actually, I'll turn it to 160 anyway. It gives us finer readings on the screen. Still quite a few buttons we're not cool. It'd be quite cool to like put the iPads you can get on the PMDG 737s. This little holder here, so you can get all your runway charts in game, which is pretty cool, rather than have to use external software. I thought it was. Someone asked today what that was for, and I thought it was either disconnecting the autothrottle or separating the two throttles so you can use them one by one if your rudder was to fail. But I guess they just don't need a button presser, just do it automatically, I think. There we are, 160 miles right now. Still seems to be in clouds, just chasing us. See another anti-ice again. That should be alright. Just go look through what's operable and what isn't. Test that. Get all the tests enunciator. burning. Actually, I can work it out based off this car. A ton per hour. That's pretty good actually for. That's with a what? 85 head, not headwind too. And we're burning 1.2 tons an hour. A small family hatchback per hour in fuel on each engine. We're burning 2 small hatchbacks per hour. That is ridiculous. So we're about 60 miles away now. We can start setting up the descent, so plugging the 6,000 into there. Have a look on here. Don't need to activate the approach phase yet. What we can do is get the meta information for Belfast. Hold on. Let's go on the internet. The pressure is at 1009. Temperature at the moment is 10 degrees. And the wind is from the south, so we're going to have a crosswind, but it's only 4 knots, so that's nothing. There we are. I'll now activate that, so it should bring the throttle back, throttle idle. Bring that back to 240 and then start descending us down to 6,000. Transition altitude still 6,000 feet. So we got 0, 1, 0. It's at 4 knots. The decision height 200 feet minimum, sorry, 300. So basically if you can't see the runway by these heights, by the minimums, you're going to need to go around. So we'll start descending. So what with this new managed altitude, it's also set. So see here, if I tried descending before USR down to 2,000, it would keep us held at 3,000 until we pass USR, then descend us down to 2,000. So that's another good feature of the new. The new MCDU. Set the auto brake medium. That should be okay. That'll be for 6,000 feet. And the speed brake lever. Extend the flaps once we get down to a lower altitude, don't need them yet. And it's saying it is overcast with a bit of light rain at the moment in Belfast. A few clouds at 1,500 scattered at 3,000 feet. So we should be pretty blind, I'm going to assume, up until about 1,500 feet. Then we should break through the clouds. also read that the nose landing light doesn't come on until you lower the gear. So until we do that, which is about 2,000 feet, we'll just have the main landing lights on. I'll switch on this to fasten seatbelt sign. Let's see if... No. It will work. I just don't know when. Once we get a bit closer, we can turn on my ILS display too, so we get the glide slope information on the PFD. Else we're going to have to do a ILS approach because of the weather. You know what I might do actually? I might just change the time from real time to sunset. Make it a bit more night approach. Provided we actually get to see something. Plus, at night you can't really see anything, can you? So I guess it's not as fun to watch. Set these two off now. Passing nearly 10,000 feet, so there we are, passing 10,000 feet, so the landing lights can come on. You can see illuminating the clouds in front of us. We are below 250 knots. Let's pilot around. That's all good. Should I adjust the weather? I think so. Make it some broken clouds. That's be better, isn't it? Then we'll just change the time to be a little later. There we are. Set the pressure. So the airport should just be off to the left over here. That's Belfast. That is Belfast, isn't it? So. Probably just ended a little too early. Now just found ourselves cruising at 6,000 for about 25 miles. Oh well. You live and learn. Now we can start making that left turn. And this takes us literally right over the airfield. So it should be right off in front of us now. What I'm going to do is cut this, so we're not flying 20 miles out for 20 miles in. That's another 40 miles on top of what we're already flying. So what I will do is make that right turn manually and then do the approach manually from there. I think will be the best option. Otherwise this flight's going to end up being about half an hour longer than what it needs to be. Let's turn off the floodlights. Have a look for the airport. I'm not seeing it yet. How far away is it? Should have a couple miles. So look. Is that it? missing something here. Or is that maybe that aircraft just gone around, maybe? It should be right below me. No? Oh, well, can't see. I'll concentrate on flying the plane, shall I? We are right on top of it now. Where could it be? I don't know. Anyway, let's go down to 3,000. That way we can capture the localizer. Yes, the localizer. We can capture the localizer and the glide slope. And head down to the runway. We'll actually reduce this now down to 20 miles, shall we? 10 miles will do. Are we going to end up in clouds again? Yes, we are. This is the exact thing that didn't want to happen. Aha! There is the runway. It all makes sense. Now I would appreciate the auto throttle reducing our speed now anytime soon. If it hasn't done it by the end of this right hand turn, I'll do it manual instead. Let me ding this, see if it works. It does work. I know that. It's just not playing ball. Let's see. Will it reduce the speed? Turn on the iOS information. If it won't do it itself, we'll force it down. We'll go flaps 2. So our airport should just be off over here, I think. We'll go flaps 3. And flaps 4. Let's go try and bring our speed down to 100 knots. Jesus. Right. We'll just do autothrottle manually. 144 was the our landing speed.
2,500.
That's the airport, runways in sight. What we can do now is, once we've leveled out, gear down, nose lights on, and come on, you can work this time. Really? Let's see if this works. It did work. I know that. Just before we land, if you've enjoyed the flight, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, a like, and maybe subscribe. This is the kind of content I'll be doing anyway, so any like or subscription will mean a lot to me. I'll just so yeah, we can continue the landing. We've got a crosswind about 12 knots.
1,000.
We will disengage the autopilot with a bit of a skilled approach. Try anyway. Look at the scenery. Wow.
$500.
Look at that.
400. 300. 100. 100, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard 5.
Reverse for set. Oh. Manual braking, reverse for set. Jesus. I don't know why we took back off that. Probably should have gone around actually, but We bounced on landing. Oh well. Any landing you walk away from is a good landing. So, in theory, that is a good landing. I don't know how true that is. Not quite mastered them on this game yet. Whilst taxiing back, we can start up the APU, turn off the anti-ice. Can bring the flaps up. In all honesty, I don't actually know where to go from here. We can go over here, I guess. Stop. We can turn the nose light to taxi, turn off the landing lights. Nice. Not sure where to park, so we will just here. Looks good. It seems a weird parking structure where they want you to park on the side, so we'll just let it rest here. Parking brake on. APU is available, so you can set the APU bleed on. Switch off engine 2, then 1. Turn off the fuel pumps. Turn off the oxygen supply. Give it one last go, it's not going to work, is it? Turn off. Oh, with the strobe on actually. Turn off the seatbelt sign. And there we go. Turn these off too for good measure. There we go. Safely, somewhat, down at Belfast. So, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a thumbs up. It helps get my video out there, so more people can see it, more people can watch it. And enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you.